Welcome to the G Spot Chronicles. On this podcast, we focus on alternative relationship styles, kinks, fetishes, as they relate to the Black community and all people of color. Warning, the G Spot Chronicles contains adult content and adult language. So please remove all children from the room. And if you are not in a private setting, meaning if your ass is at work or church or around some people you don't want to know that you on some freaky shit, please wear headphones. So sit back and enjoy the show.
And welcome to the G Spot Chronicles. On today's show, we got M,
Hey.
Maya, Aliska,
Mia.
same shit.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Maya. String bean.
Yeah, string bean. In the show. And on today's show, we're going to talk about poly to poly questions. So I took a little bit of time to write down what I feel is the most important questions a poly person should ask another poly person when they are dating. So we're going to get into them. And first, I would like to ask everybody, what is the most important thing to them that they want to know when they're talking to somebody? Which way we going to go?
I like to ask them, like, have you done this before? Like, knowing their experience behind it. Like, is this your first time being in a relationship like this? Is this your
So
50th?
how long have
Yeah.
they been poly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you just trying to be on some like fuck nigga shit, or are you trying to be for real like poly shit? Because I feel like niggas can be like, oh yeah, I'm poly, but still doing some fuck nigga shit. Like they're just using it as like a cover up. So like, oh, it sounds like, oh okay, cool. But
Are you trying to say that men use that to just fuck, to just like smash and go?
yeah, like, are their intentions? That's a better word. Are your intentions genuine? Like, are you genuinely trying to be poly, or are you just using it as a cover up to dick bitches down? Or niggas, I ain't judging, but
Whatever it may be.
How about you?
That was very inclusive. That was great. I usually ask them kind of similar to what Mia said. Like, I kind of ask them, like, you know, what relationship style have you done? Like, is this cool with you? And, like, if you have done it, then what kind of style are you, and what's that look like, and stuff like that. That's what I usually initially like want to know first, because I feel like if that ain't really aligned, then what's the point of starting the rest of that? Yeah.
Relationship.
So, with that said, we're just going to kind of go down this list, and everybody can kind of give their opinions on how they feel about the question, if they feel like it's important, if you feel like it's something it's not important, and maybe answer it yourself. Number one, how long have you been poly? That's the number one question I figure is the most important. And, you know, personally, because I've ended up being in relationships with more monogamous women who will try this out, when I talk to somebody who's poly, I'm really interested in how long you've been doing this. Like, like she said, what is your experience level in this?
I would say open to the idea, and then like actively like being in it with somebody, almost 5 months.
Yeah.
I would say a year at this point, because I would say about a year, maybe like a few months more, but yeah.
Are you clarifying for us how long?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say probably like again like to 7 month range of like knowing.
Actively knowing.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you personally.
Right. Yeah.
Number 2, are you openly poly? Are you out of the closet? I feel like that's a very important question because when I am talking to somebody who is like okay with the lifestyle or they're in the lifestyle, whether they're in or out of the closet really dictates the relationship and what you really could have. Because if a person is in the closet and they don't want to come out and they already have like a partner that they're open to their family about, you know, it's just like I have an issue with dating married women who are not really out of the closet.
Right.
Like her and her husband are poly, they're both seeing people, but they're not out and open with it because
Right.
getting caught up in public or something like that is always an awkward situation. Like you're out
Exactly.
with that person, somebody they know sees you guys holding hands or something like that, and people have this tendency to want to immediately interject when they feel like they've caught somebody cheating or some shit. And I've been kind of caught up in those situations, and I really don't like that shit because I don't really react well in those
Right.
situations. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that? Semi in, out, on the fence?
I mean, you just
Kicking out
summed
the
it up.
closet.
Like, I'm out to like, I guess close friends. Like, my sister knows. Like, my grandma knows, but I don't think she's fully like there with it. Like, I don't think she understands. But I mean, like I said, close friends know. Some family knows. But like the majority of my family, no. Like my dad don't know. We're gonna keep it that way because we just gonna keep it that way for now.
How about you?
I would say I'm like pretty open with it. Like anyone that like needs to know does know, and you know, as far as like my like you know acquaintances or like far out family, like I mean they wasn't really talking to me anyway, so it's like not like they would know. But I don't go about like announcing that like specifically. It's just like if you spark up a conversation with me and it goes there, I'm not gonna deny it or like just kind of, you know, reject it like, oh no, I'm not, like I'm open with it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. About 60% of the people I feel like that I know, and then there's that 40% of, again, those like stray people that you know, but like it's kind of more like a social media interaction or something like that, where you're not actually knowing them. And then again, if the conversation somehow pops it up and it just not doing anything to cover, oh, how do I avoid saying that I'm this? I'm just like, whatever.
What was the finger? Why I get the finger?
No.
To know what?
You're always trying to take my halves.
Oh yeah, I'm smoking this.
I don't like lighting a new one. It doesn't hit the same or feel the same anyway.
For me, I've been poly all my life. I would have to say like I was out of the closet poly before poly was a word. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there was no real word
For it.
for what it was. Like I've even had talks with my dad. Like he still doesn't realize that's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I mean he's like the model poly person. Communication, openness, transparency, all of that.
Mhm.
And he just has no clue on this is what it is.
Right.
You know. But I do want to know from each of you, is it like if you're talking to somebody, is it important if they're out or in, or does that matter at all to you?
I mean, it's important for me to like let them know if I'm gonna get like, if I feel like we're getting serious, like I'm gonna let you know. Like I let them know from the jump so that way there's no like surprises or they felt like I was lying to them.
No, I mean, is it important to you if they're
That
in
they
or out
are.
of the closet?
Like, I don't know. Like I said, it's like certain people I'm cool with, like knowing, like if my dad got to know, like I know he would have like a whole bunch of like religious ass feelings about it. But like,
For me, I feel
I
like
don't know.
it's hard for me to connect with somebody if they are maybe not out about it, because then that limits our space that we can use to be together as a couple or in a relationship or whatever the fuck we're
Yeah.
doing. So like, say you're not out, you can't be caught seen in public because you have a girlfriend, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
if
it's
the
this,
other
you know what I
person
mean?
is out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if the other person, that's
I
what
was
we've been
so
trying to say.
confused.
So like, for
Yeah.
me, that's like limits, because if I can't go out and take you on dates, if I can't go out and you take me on a date and we go hang out, do fun shit, not just, I mean, sure, yeah, being booed up in the house is cool, but like, I can't do that if I want to be in a relationship with a person. Like, I need more than that. That's just like a strictly like, we're fucking and you're leaving, like, booed up in the house for a couple hours.
Then yes,
that
it's
kind of,
important that
yeah.
they're out.
So yes, it is important, because I don't want to be just in a confined space. Like, I need to know you in all aspects of
I don't want to feel like
what a
I'm
relationship.
wrong.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I feel similar. Like, you know, it does depend on like that level of relationship, what type it is. But if that's like what we're on, like going out and stuff, like I'm not about to get caught up in a situation where, you know,
Gotta throw them
they're
hands.
questioning us like what the fuck is going on, and I'm just over here like enjoying myself. Like
Right.
I don't want to be caught up in that situation. And then also I feel like if they're not really out of the closet, like they're also still kind of figuring it out at the same time, because it's like you still, because I could say the same for myself. Like, you know, when I was just starting being poly, like I wasn't really telling everybody because I was still getting used to it myself, like making sure that I didn't feel like I was doing something wrong, which
Right.
is like an emotion you be feeling sometimes. So that's like, I feel like that question's like, you know, how mature are they gonna be about this?
Yeah.
I feel like it's, and I just want to add this little second note before we go on to the next one. It's the same reason why I don't date, don't ask, don't tell poly people. Because if you're not out of the closet and you're in some, oh yeah, you know, we're both open, but we don't talk about it, and it's don't ask, don't tell, I don't know if you're fucking cheating. Like, there's no way for me to confirm whether your partner knows we're dealing with one another. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much in the closet, it's too much hiding. There's not enough openness to really know, does this motherfucker know what's happening?
That's a stunt on the
Yeah,
the relationship, I feel.
Because for me, it is very important that your partner is supportive of our relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that they tolerate it so that you won't leave type shit either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I was recently talking to somebody, and it didn't really go that far because I could tell that the husband was just on some, I don't want her to leave, so I deal with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
You
just
want them
like,
to be okay
no,
with it.
I don't think we should meet for coffee. I don't really think we should, because even from these conversations and shit that I can hear through the phone, I'm not okay with this situation.
Gas station?
Gas station. What?
I'm trying to say his name.
You say the first name, we just can't say last names.
Simone and
No. Simone and Charles, they cool. They both know. You know, I've talked to Charles and shit. You know what I mean? Like, he a cool nigga. No, it was this white woman I was talking to not that long ago. We only went through like a couple days of phone conversations and shit, and I could kind of just tell like, oh, I don't want to get into this shit
Right.
with you. So the next one, number 3, do you currently have a partner or partners? Like, for me, it's important to know, you know, if so, what is your current poly situation looking like? So if somebody's like, oh yeah, I got a partner, or I have a girlfriend and a boyfriend, or whatever the fuck I need to know what your poly situation is looking like. Do you got a nesting partner? Like, are you living with one of these people? Are you living with both of them? Like, what is the flow like? Like, what is the boundaries that you guys have? So I need to know what your poly situation is, and if you actually have partners. You. Is that important to you? Do you feel like that's important to ask?
I definitely feel like it's important to ask, just so I don't know, everybody's on the same page. Yeah. Like, as long as we're all on the same page and, like, I don't know, I just don't want to be caught in a super uncomfortable, like, situation because somebody's not communicating with somebody.
Yeah. How about you?
I that is like important to a certain level for me. Like, it depends on like the style for the person. Like, if they're single but they're saying like, oh, well, like for me right now is a good example because like I'm talking to this guy right now and he isn't necessarily poly, but I told him I am, and like he's fine with that, but he never really has practiced that.
Right.
So I just tell him like, I'm expecting that he don't know much about it, so I just tell him like, hey, just let me know when you have sex with somebody else, and like we can go from there. But like that's really all I need to know. But if it's somebody who is poly and considers themselves poly, like I'm gonna expect more from them. Like, who are your partners? What's your style?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they should know stuff like that.
Exactly. Right now for me, I'm seeing 2 people. Technically 3 if you count a third as just like coming over and fucking and hanging out. But I wouldn't consider that like a relationship, but we're like really close, But again, I do think it matters depending on that person, like if they're open about it, if they're monogamous, or if they're poly, because then I'll expect, again, have a higher standard for that person.
All right. Number 4. Are you currently ending or starting any situations? I feel like that's super important. I feel like that's something that's overlooked. Somebody could have a primary partner, but ending a secondary relationship and starting something up with you, or they could be simultaneously starting something with somebody else and you. That comes down to a lot of time, attention, and emotional bandwidth. I tend to need to know that pretty early. Like, it's kind of attached to the what is your poly situation looking like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is some shit coming to an end? Not necessarily like a breakup, but are you and a person like ending some shit, or are you starting up with somebody? Like, what are these things looking like? Because I think there are times we can lead on assumptions, like, oh, me and this person are talking, we click in, oh yeah, they got a primary partner, not really asking the question like, how many situations are you starting up right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many people are you talking to? I think sometimes we get caught up in dealing with the person in front of us, not really thinking about all the other people involved in the situation.
Right.
In poly, it always has to be a thought beyond just you and that person.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got anything they want to add on that one? I think that's kind of a simple one.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. What are you actually looking for? Like, is it something specific? Over the time, especially I've been dating in the Northwest, women get real manipulative with the fucking word friend. And I've gotten to the point to where anytime I'm like, oh, what are you looking for? As soon as they say friends, I already have a standard text. That's cool. I'm sorry. I'm not on a dating site to find friends. I wish you the best of luck. Because I'm not playing that little manipulative ass, oh, I'm looking for friends and to see where it goes. That's some shit women do to really be fucking vague and not really commit to a direction. I want to see who the fuck is going to pan out with who I'm dealing with. And if I like this motherfucker more, I've already got this person on some friend shit and I can just park them there until I'm ready. I'm not with none of that bullshit. As soon as I hear friends, I'm like, cool, bye, best of luck.
Yeah.
Yellow brick road, your ass. So, do you think it's important to ask somebody if they're looking for something specific?
Yes, because I'm not trying to waste my time. Like, that's one thing I have an issue with is when people waste my time. It's like, don't have anything smart to say right now because I know you. I feel like my time is precious. I'm not finna get it back. If you are just looking for a friend, nigga, go on Facebook and find you some friends. Take your ass to the library. Go on a walk and meet a stranger and just be their friend. Like, I don't... You know,
I get it.
Just be upfront and specific on what you're looking for, so that way, you know, I know how to navigate what page I'm finna like go to. We finna continue talking, or you finna get yeeted to the side on some nah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Pushing me.
I definitely like to ask them, like, you know, what's your long-term goal for like relationship wise, and like what's your short term, like what you're looking for right now, because especially when you're first meeting somebody, like it's kind of like vague, you know, trying to figure out what they want and stuff. So just like knowing that, it definitely gives you direction.
You string Bane?
Loki, I just forgot the question.
No, no, I was asked. Number 5 is, what is it that you are actively looking for? And is it something specific? And I will add
personally, or like what, like the
both.
other,
Like,
okay.
do you think it's an important question to ask somebody? Because you seem like you can kind of flow with the. Oh, I just want to see where things go.
Right. One of my partners, like, we've been talking for, like, we were friends before, but we've been talking for a couple months now, and a little bit before that, like way early on our friendship, and so I think for him, like, it's become like a real thing, and you know, he's talking about, like, I'm really trying to fuck with just you, like, not just me, but like in long term, like if we continue to be poly together, like long term that way, and for me right now at 19, I'm not really looking for that. I'm looking for more like, yeah, if it goes there, great, cool, it goes there. But for me, my feeling with him right now is we're not at that level. So if I find somebody like that, then yeah, I'm looking for long term, because I don't want my time wasted. So, and I kind of feel like that's for me. But for him, he's not really. I mean, he's in that long term, and I'm not looking for that unless it happens. I don't feel that vibe with him though.
Yeah. And like I thought that was a very like direct question that needed to be asked, because in the poly community you have so many different types of people that filter in, and poly is such an umbrella term. You know, I recently was talking to a poly woman, and you know, as we're talking and I'm hammering, you know, through trying to figure out what it is, IG snitched on her.
What?
Like, Instagram fucking snitched on her. I was on my Instagram one day, and you know how Instagram will show you suggestions by contacts that's in your phone.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, her Instagram. And I went, every picture was of her and her boyfriend. So I'm like, yo, why you didn't tell me you had a partner? Well, he's not really involved in this, and da-da-da-da, and you know, we're cool, but we don't talk about it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'm not really cool with that.
Right.
But you know, he just knows that there are some things that he can't, and then she kept doing this dance around, he knows he can't provide, and da-da-da-da, you know, and I'm like, what is it specifically that you're looking for?
Right.
And she's just like, suck my titties. Like, she was looking for...
He wouldn't suck her titties?
No. It's deeper than that.
Oh.
An ABR relationship. That's what she was looking for, an adult breastfeeding relationship. And I'm a titty man, so like, for a second, I'm like, I think I can get into that. Because she was like, you know, sex isn't really part of it. If it happens, but that's not. And I'm like, you know, I could spend an hour just sucking some titties. I don't really need it. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. But it just was so weird.
Right.
Like, she never wanted to meet in public. I'm like, well, let's hit Starbucks, find out, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, I end up just like stop talking to this person for like a month or two. And then like they pop back up, and I'm like, yo, if we're ever gonna meet, This is how I'm comfortable meeting. Just because you're a woman don't mean you can't fully go psycho the fuck on my ass. Like,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
let's do this meeting and let's just see if we could be cool. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, whatever with what you're looking for, whatever you keep talking about, I'm an interesting person. You just want to know me. So if that's really what you're cool with,
Yeah.
let's just see if we cool. And she kept just getting weird with it, and I just blocked on everything: Instagram, phone number, all that shit. Like, you know, sometimes people can be so fucking weird, it just makes you feel fucking uncomfortable. Because I remember one time when we first started talking, she was like, "Oh, I'm free." Like, the way she kept trying to get me to come to her house, like, it just seemed like it was so rushed. I'm like, "Oh, no. Nah, this is weird. I'm good." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Just a bad vibe.
and I know, like, dudes don't generally go through that shit to where, like, you look at this chick and go, "Yeah, I think my life might be on the line fucking with you. I'm good. I'm cool." You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It just, I just find it really important to try to really figure out what a person is looking for. And even recently, too, like, I had to kind of friend zone this other person that I was texting with. When I'm like, what is, because sometimes you can hear some underlying things just in general conversation.
Right.
And I'm like, what is it that you're really looking for? Like, what? And she's really looking for, like, some marriage shit. Like, come home, have dinner every day, to shopping, to all of this. And I'm like, well, cool. We can be friends, because all of what you're talking about, I don't want none of that. I'm not looking for none of that. I don't want none of that. And, like, even that shit got weird, because I don't think women are used to men being like, I'm cool, I don't really want to fuck with you, let's just be friends. I think a lot of women are really used to that shit being the other way, because I've had to reiterate to this woman like 5-6 times, no, I'm good. Even getting down to, look, I don't want anything that you want. Because, like, she sent me a picture of, like, this list of, like, wants. And she was like, oh, well, give me time to think about it. You know, and, like, the day after, she was like, you know, I figured out what I want. And I wrote it in my notebook. So she took a picture, she sent it, and I'm like, I don't want any of that. I don't want none of that. Like, I have a primary partner. This is who spends the night with me. This is I'm not trying to come home to you every night and cook dinner with you every night. Like, that shit is already taken. Like, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Dating as a poly person can be so exhausting at times, because a lot of times, like, dating for us ain't even like, oh, I'm actively looking for a relationship. You're kind of just open to allowing people to come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And meet. Just the whole, like, meet, talk, text, just that openness that you don't get in, like, monogamy. Because, like, once you're in a relationship in monogamy, all the texting and talking to people is over. Because in monogamy, that means something.
Yeah.
In poly, you could be texting and talking to 20 people, and that don't mean shit.
Exactly.
Because none of these things could be going anywhere. It's just kind of people that
Yeah.
are around.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe when you might be looking for somebody, you go, well,
Right.
Jacquelina, you know, said she was looking for this, and
Right.
let me see what she's up to.
Mm-hmm.
You have something you want to say?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You look like you're in a really big feeling right now.
Nigga, my fucking head is throbbing. If you consider that a feeling, yes.
Yes, that is a feeling. So with that, we're going to roll on to number 6. Do you have a partner limit? And if so, what is it? You?
Specifically for me, I feel like, so my primary, like, once he has, like, first and foremost, I have a thing with germs. Like, I'm just a germaphobe. Yes, y'all have heard me say this like 1,000 times. So, partner limit for my partner, I can't.
No, just for you first.
For me,
How many partners is a limit for you?
I'm saying like 2 at a time. Like, okay, these 2 are cool. Fuck it, we gonna swap them out for some other niggas now or some other bitches. Just 2 at a time. That's what I feel like I can handle. So like, in this situation, my primary and whoever else. I'm sad.
How about you?
Sad.
Are we talking like relationship partners or like also including people that maybe you're just fucking?
Period. Anything.
Anything?
Relationship, just fucking. Do you have a limit of the partners that you will have?
I would say, as far as like relationship and like spending time with people that you're not just fucking, I would say cap for me has got to be 3, because that's like I'm kind of going through right now, like dividing my time between 2, and it's like even, and plus because you have a life, you know, like you working, you going to the gym and shit, you spending time with the fam, like even splitting it between 2 is like, you know, 3, like damn, like you would have to be really good at scheduling and shit to like make that shit fair.
Right.
I would say if it was like including people in a relationship
But you're just
and fucking,
Yeah.
I would say like you could juggle like 4 of those at a time or more. But I would for myself, I would say if I'm just like fucking them, like cap 4, but then also maybe I would push it down to 3 just for like, damn, am I gonna be able to keep track of all these people they're fucking too? And like, you know, that just kind of spreads like a web. So
Right.
yeah, it's
Mindly works really good.
what
Mindly?
mindly.
Yeah, I use an app called Mindly, and on it is like me, and then so purple are just people that I'm talking to. Nothing intimate has happened. Red is a sexual partner, and then if you go into them, it'll show their partner.
That's
Oh
dope.
wow,
And
that is pretty
need
cool.
that.
I didn't even know that shit existed.
Charlie.
Okay, I like that.
Well, you gotta kind of. So it's a a mind mapping app. How you supposed to do ideas, but Mindly is like really good if you're really trying to keep a hold on like partners and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest, like I look at mine sometimes and I go, yeah, I don't think I want to talk to that person. Because if you have a partner or 2 partners and that partner has a partner and then you meet somebody, it's like I won't date a relationship anarchist, right? I'm a polyconservative. Your vagina can be friendly, but goddamn, not UNICEF friendly. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
feel no disrespect on that. Like, it's do what you do. I can't be a part of that.
Right.
Like, I can't throw my dick on the table with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
That's
Yeah.
your circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Oh, I got to take your 2 circles off. Because I had Janice and Rosa on your circle, and I hadn't took it off. You know what I mean? Like, how about you? What's a partner
me-
limit for you?
Again, it's probably 3 because I'm balancing 2 right now as a relationship, and that shit as it is. Again, the schedule, man. Working between that, and then folks like having
Megan's in
them not
Colorado.
be jealous of each other because they do know about each other. It's just like, well, you're spending more time with him, or you're spending too much time with her. It's just like I'm not trying to deal with that. So 3 definitely max, but if you're including sexual partners, I would say anywhere between 4 to 6. Because if we're just fucking. Like I can call you over. But yeah, again, 4 to 6. 6 is pushing it though. 6 is really pushing it for me.
What it is to be young. No, I'm serious. Like, when I think about, like, how many partners I had when I was y'all age versus now, like, it's an astronomical difference. Like, when I was young, I could have 5 whole full relationships and, like,
Goddamn.
7, 8 sexual partners. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
As a 41-year-old, no. I don't even like having sexual partners that aren't a fucking relationship.
Right. But
You
then
know what I'm
again,
saying?
we're also
Like, if we don't
really
have
niggas
a
drive me
relationship,
out
I don't
there.
really want to deal with that. how many partners are you okay with your partner having? So as you have two
Yeah, yeah,
relationships and a sexual
then
relationship, how many partners are you okay with each one of them having?
I say 3.
3.
Yeah, 3 is just a solid, good number. I feel like it can't get more complicated after. Like, once you start getting up into those higher numbers, like, for me personally, what I can deal with right now, 3 is perfect.
So a max polycule for you would be like 10.
Yeah. And also, I think what also gets into that, like, I would love to have more and, like, be more broad and whatnot, but I also feel like our generation and Portland in general, it's kind of limited. You know what I mean? Because otherwise I'm fucking his cousin because I dated him and he's related to this and, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all intertwined and that just makes it even more complicated on top of that. So.
Word.
Oh, it's that incest shit.
I do like it, but just in porn though.
How about you? How many partners are you okay with your partner having?
I would say 3 as well because I know how much time I want to spend with my partner if, you know, I'm really like fucking with them. And also I want to be fair to everybody else. So, you know, 3 is a solid one. 4 is like, damn, like I can barely keep up of all their lives and trying to emotionally support your ass with 4 other people you talking to, like.
The more stress it's on one person. Like,
yeah, you feel that shit too to a certain extent, you know. So, yeah, I would say cap 3.
You said 2, right? All right. So, how involved do you want to be with your partner's other partners?
It depends.
Because if I don't like them, nigga, do your shit with them. But if I like them,
Facts.
I want to be included too.
Fucking facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
All the facts.
Okay.
Yeah,
We get it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I would definitely say, you know, also like it definitely depends on, like, you know, whether I like them or not, just to start off with, and then also, you know, if they're on, like, I'm kind of open to like a multitude of things right now. Like, if they're not comfortable with being involved or whatever, I don't have to be involved with them at all. I can just know who they are. They can know who I am. Like, that's okay. Or I can be like following them on Instagram and we talk by ourselves too. Like, that would also be cool. Like, I'm kind of in a range right now because I don't really want to be in a triad at the moment. I feel like that's a lot of responsibility that I'm really not kind of ready for. I have other shit I need to focus on. Like, I feel like a triad would just be like overwhelming right now. But, you know, that's kind of like the spectrum. But it do depend person to person, straight up.
All right. So, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
I'm done.
And we are back. So, the next question
That shit was
I
funny
want to
as
roll
fuck.
into is, I feel like it's important to ask somebody, why are they poly?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I really want to know, what is it for you that even got you in this lane? Like, what is your reasonings? And sometimes when people is about that bullshit, they can't, it'll come out in that question. They'll try to like intellectualize like some reason, but when you really about that bullshit, you can't quite do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the bullshit just kind of come out. So that's why I feel like it's very important to ask somebody like, why are you poly? What prompted you to make this decision to live like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you feel like that's important to ask? Like,
Most
give a shit?
definitely. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that is. I haven't really asked any new person that I like started talking to or met up with. I actually really haven't asked them that, but That is a good question.
But I mean, like, the why you are poly, I feel like that's a good question, because, you know, I feel like not everybody's poly for the same reason, but, like, overall bits and pieces of the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of an important question for women to ask men, because you do tend to find a lot of men who are just like commitment phobic, who are like pussy hounds and shit like that
Right.
come into the community. And as you're trying to suss out like what dude in this motherfucker is serious about like a real respectful adult relationship with you in this, and who's trying to smash, like hearing them say what their reasons are can kind of give you a good indicator on why they're in this shit.
Right.
What?
Nope.
What?
I thought you said some King Kong dick, and I was like,
What?
Well,
What?
don't ask why. I just heard some indicator, and I heard Kong, so I thought
Okay.
King
I'm so
Kong.
done with you.
And then dick.
And then dick's just on my brain, so that's just what.
Oh.
Next.
I
any-
was gonna,
go ahead.
you just gonna cut me off like that?
No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, now I kind of lost my train of thought. What the fuck? What were we talking about?
Asking somebody why they're
Oh,
probably
right.
like getting the reasons why.
Yeah, because then I feel like, then again, it's like the waste my time thing. Like, can you just be straight up? Like, are you actually in this, or are you like just trying to fuck? Like, because I'm cool with just trying to fuck, but you don't try to
Be
beat
upfront
her.
about it.
Yeah, be upfront about it, because I don't play. Like, I'm gonna be upfront with
Don't waste
you.
my time.
Exactly. Like, and I think that because I feel like there's been a shape, like feminists have been hitting niggas hard and shit, you know, been like, oh, it's not okay to just ask, like, treat us like this or whatever. But honestly, like, that's not wasting my time. Like, ask, like, be straight up with me. Like, are you trying to fuck or are you trying to fuck? Like, I'm not like no other bitch. I'm not gonna be in my feelings if we just fuck.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tiptoe around it. No, be straight up. So, yeah. So then I don't waste my time. But then if they're like, oh, like, I've actually been doing this, or I'm like interested in this, then I can know. It changes the relationship, I feel like.
For sure. And how much do you like to share and communicate with your partner about other partners?
Depends on their status.
Because
Like, if they're, like, again, like, if I'm fucking with somebody who's maybe not quite open about it and I'm trying to feeling them out, like, is it worth it or not, then that's a question, too.
yeah, because I know for me, I want to know how much of us are you going to share with your other partners? How much of your other partners are you going to share
Share.
with me? I'm perfectly fine with all of it, right? I prefer like open share. Whatever we do, I don't really give a shit if you share that with your other partner, you know what I mean? Whether it's where we went.
But making sure you're on that
Or-
same page so there's no
Yeah, yeah.
confusion.
Because
so that
some
you
people-
don't mess something up for them, I guess.
Well, no. It's like if me and somebody I'm seeing, like we went to dinner and a movie, I don't really care that you have, you know, a talk with your primary partner or whatever of like, oh yeah, we went to the movies, this is what we seen, and you know, we talked about this and that. Like, I don't really care about people sharing that. I do feel like I should be able to call a marker. I do feel like I should be able to go, well, you know, this is our place, or
Right.
this is private.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't really care about,
Without it being like a secret kind of thing.
yeah, just this is our place.
Just as like, yeah.
or this is our moment. Like,
right.
this is
so
something.
this shouldn't be shared with anybody
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Because I know definitely anybody that I deal with can have that with me. Like, yo, this is just between us. Especially if they're sharing something like really personal and deep,
Right.
and emotional.
You don't want to overstep the boundary.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so me personally, I want to know. And plus, I also tell a person, like, this is my level of share. Like, when I'm talking to M about Kayla, like, Kayla knows my level of share. You know what I mean? She knows what I'm sharing with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about y'all two? Boo, 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 boo. Or have you thought about that one yet?
No, I have, and I'm okay with, like, honestly receiving info from my partner about their partner. Like, I'm pretty open with knowing a lot of information just because I'm also a person that likes to share things. So, I want to be able to feel comfortable to share at least a couple things every now and then. I'm okay with them being a little bit like, oh, I don't want to know all that and this and that. Like, that's fine, but I don't want to be able to have to think like, oh, I better catch my tongue and not like slip up about, oh, I said something about what we did.
Right.
Because then that's kind of like restrictive. But, yeah. So I'm okay with receiving like a lot of info about them, as long as it's not like just emotionally draining for me, because then it's like, okay,
Too much.
yeah.
How about you?
I think I'm still personally working on being discussed between you and your other partners. Like, in the beginning, it's like still now, well, less now. I did have an issue with being discussed. Like, nigga, y'all are together, talk about y'all shit. Like, I don't know. I'm still like, here we go. I don't know. I just have this like, less now, but have this thing of like people discussing me. Like, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
Do you think that comes from you maybe feeling like somebody's gonna share like some deep insecurity you have, or something that...
No, I think it's just more of like shit talking. Like, I'm not worried about you telling her some shit that I told you on some emotional shit. I mean, it's just like, not for even you specifically, it's just in general. I feel like because you have another partner that you can, I'm not saying you can't vent to them, but like, I feel like people don't have a control on how they vent and what they vent, so they're just like, fuck this bitch and blah 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 blah, just
Because you're not in the room.
yeah, like just all the shit that you can't say to me, but you can say to this person. That stuff I'm not cool with.
Now, I will say this to all three. You take this from an OG, an old head to a young head. I am very, very particular when it comes to venting. There are certain things I will vent to you about, Kayla. It's a fraction. Because you are my primary partner, I don't vent to Kayla about you at all.
Well, I didn't know that, so
No, I know. I
didn't know that.
I'm just saying it as a general statement, and to you, like,
I'm congested.
venting to your partners is just as poison as like venting about your relationship to family, right? Because when you talk about your relationship to family, you're not always talking about like all the great, wonderful shit that you fell in love with this person and how wonderful they are. Usually when you're venting to family, it's the fucked up shit. So your family and your friends are only hearing the fucked up shit, so they end up having a fucked up opinion about this person, right? It's the same thing between partners. If you find yourself just always venting to a partner about another partner, they end up really just getting a fucked up view of that partner. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and then it's one-sided.
I fucked up with you and Kayla early because when she came back, I think I talked too much about like the hood ratchet shit that's between us and none of the positive shit. And you hooked onto that hood ratchet shit between us and formed your opinion on her from that.
Because, like I said, the negatives were outweighing positive, so you can't be 100%, like mad at me for having this opinion on somebody when like the things you did say about this person were just so negative, or they just weren't like on like a positive side. That like, nigga, if you gonna tell me every single day that like, what am I calling you?
Alaska.
Alaska, like, let's just say she did some stupid shit or something, and I didn't know her, and you was just running your trap like this girl and just blah 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 blah, negative, and then like I meet her, or like I don't know them, but I have this negative thought about them. Like that's all I'm thinking is like
You're gonna automatically.
I'm
judge
automatically judging this person that I don't know, which bothers me. But it's like when that was all I was fed, I have nothing to go based off of.
Now, mind you, I'm not mad at you at all for your opinion.
I'm just saying.
Because even when we started having conversations, and I'm like, yo, all the things that I said are true about her, but there are positives. You know what I mean? Like, I started having those conversations with you when I started to realize you really was formulating this opinion about her very specifically.
Well, then it was a good learning experience.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and that's another reason why I'm saying it now, because I usually don't make that mistake. But then, two, very few people have emotionally raised me, emotionally driven me like Kayla. Like, she does, how would I say, exacerbate the hood nigga in me to like the 10th degree. So when she pops back up, there is this like very hood nigga aggression and shit that comes out. So that was the emotional state I was in when she came back.
She can have all that.
You know what I mean?
All that.
And, well, next question. So the last and final question is, now that I've hit a certain age to where I am a polyconservative, I'm very interested to know, when I'm talking to somebody, like, how do you feel about randos and one-offs? Like, what is your feelings on that? Because me personally, I don't date people who can just kind of randomly just fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you leaving your pussy in my bed like you done went home and that shit that fell off and is still in my bed. Like, I'm good on that. Like, a one-off every once in a while is whatever, but like, you on some regular one-off shit, that's a bit much for me. So I do find it important to know, how does somebody feel about like one night stands and how frequently do they get down like that?
Right. Yeah.
Because then again, too, when you're in this poly shit, it's not just you that you got to worry about. It's you and these other people that you are in relationships with. And it's real fucked up for you to go have a one-off, and then these two people that you have deep feelings for, you done bring them back to ooh-wee.
Right.
That's not cool.
I feel like I'm not against one night stands or hooking up, but I feel like when that stuff happens, there's like a higher chance of some reckless shit happening.
Exactly.
And that's the only part that makes me stress about shit like that. Like, I've had hookups, you know, my partner's had hookups, and that's really the only thing that makes me like stress about that.
Yeah.
Is I'm just like, okay, well, were you just like hella fucked up and y'all just like fucked raw, and then you know, like like questions like that be coming up, and that's kind of the only reason I want to like limit that number, because it's like, damn, you know.
I just think in general, having rules to like one-offs, like if there's certain rules set in place, nigga, put your dick where the fuck you want to put it, as long as you follow these certain ass rules, which I don't think are asking too much. Because if you just willing to eat a bitch pussy that you don't know, nigga, you and your mouth can just go visit the
Doctor.
I was gonna say the gynecologist. Yeah, you can go visit the doctor. Like, I feel like not performing like oral on like a one-off, and just use a condom. That's really it. That's no oral, and please
That's
use a
fair.
condom. Like, that's really my only. And limit the saliva swapping, because you ain't know what they got.
Who the fuck is kissing a rando?
I don't know. I don't know how niggas are. I don't know how niggas are. They sit
That's
they
when you
dick in a
gotta get
rando.
That after club sweaty dick. Ew.
Like,
bruh, don't even start.
niggas will put their dick in anything, and that
No,
goes.
we won't.
Okay, I believe that, but
Have you seen these bitches?
have you? And same for girls, they will put their pussy on anything, like. But these niggas,
Y'all seen the cucumber trend of the club?
Yeah,
y'all
like-
seen
Grinding
it.
on shit, bro. I don't give a fuck.
That cucumber
Now,
shit though. I don't know.
I heard
That
the
washing
strip club
machine?
shit. I have to stand up for that. I do have quite a few female friends that are strippers out here. Just because somebody is stripping doesn't mean anything on their character. As
No,
a
I'm
person.
talking about the men in the strip club.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
tricks.
niggas ain't
So,
shit.
I've been a stripper, like I know. Like I was definitely not talking about myself. I was talking about the niggas. in
We
there.
just
They
ain't
will.
shit. Most of them, some
yeah,
of them,
you
not
came.
all of
Okay,
them.
that's an extra $50. Thank you.
I just
I gotta go to get a plan B tomorrow, nigga.
plan B. I'm glad I'm a man.
Man, I mean, I have
Nah,
birth
you-
control, but I'd be lying to the nigga and say, nah, you gotta pay for my plan B because
I should $50. Damn. I just realized I've
Don't
never
y'all
had
wish
to
I was
play for
dudes?
pay
It's
for
so-
On
a
God, I
baby.
want to know what
It
it
is
feels like.
so.
Bro, if I had a
If
dick,
I was a guy for
I'd
one
just
day,
be a hoe. Like,
Well, dang-a-lang.
I'd just be a hoe if I had a dick. Like, there is no bitch. I love you, bitch. I just want to fuck you. Like,
And
that's
first thing
it.
I'll do is jack off.
but no, let me tell you something.
I want to get a boner to feel the boner.
My shit, I'm walking around with some
I wanna
shit
do that
most
muscle
niggas
thing,
ain't. Do you know the freedom to know that I could bust a million nuts in you and a baby is never coming
Well,
out?
I don't know, nigga. My period's like 10 days late, so
You better call that nigga.
it's you, nigga. What nigga am I calling?
I got a full vasectomy. There's
You know,
none
Jesus
of
works
that.
miracles.
None of that.
She's gonna be.
I was
What's her name? Mary.
I'm about to be the
My
Virgin
youngest nigga-
Mary.
Virgin.
4 months old when I got not a partial vasectomy, not clipped and burnt. Nigga, clipped, burnt, titanium clamps, one in, one out, stitched back to. You know what I mean? Like,
Nigga, you got.
no.
I'm sorry, the amount that you can let go. No. The amount that you
But
can
there's
not
no
the amount
sperm.
that you can let go, nigga. I don't know if the Virgin Mary or if Jesus put his hands down on you and was like, release my son because this shit's not cool. It's like 10 days and the bitch coochie has
Amen.
not bled. Like,
But there's no living sperm in the.
I understand, but like there could have been one that was like, ooh, nigga, look at me, woo, parachute over here, like. We don't know.
Most
went
men,
off on that.
There is that fear of like, oh shit, she could be pregnant. But a nigga like me, to where I can't get you pregnant, all I gotta do is make sure your ass is clean. Oh,
Let me
you
get in
ain't
there.
getting me pregnant. See, that's a freedom that men have. That when we get up from this bed, only one of us can walk away with a package. You got to call me. I'm late and the test is positive. Ain't there an orphanage in your neighborhood?
You ain't shit,
But doesn't that make you feel like you have lack of control?
What you mean?
because he don't. Ooh.
What you mean?
I mean, now because you have a vasectomy, so that kind of defeats the point
But
of what
it's
I'm
still
trying
like
to
you
talk
still
about.
can't be frugal with your dick because your dick can still turn green and fall off.
Well, that's
You can
that is
get.
something. But the fact of like,
That is something.
you're my primary partner. We raw dog like a motherfucker.
We've
Oh,
never
God.
used a condom, which is I just don't understand.
Well, because condoms are nasty for one, and for two.
no, for two, like when we first started fucking, I thought it was gonna be a smash situation, nigga. I don't know. This nigga could have had fucking herpes, motherfucking gangrene, E. coli, or whatever the fuck. And I'm not saying he does, but like I
I don't
just
think you peeped out how much we talked about your sex life and your partners. And
I
we
totally
even-
understand.
oh, we even had discussions about you being tested. And I had so much information about your sex life before I put your ass in my bed. You didn't really ask me shit about mine.
I mean, it was just on some like at
I
the
knew your whole
time.
hit.
The man has a point.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just on
Plotting.
some like, okay, it's gonna happen.
How many times when we was this cool, was I like, oh, let me see your phone?
Oh shit, he was always trying to
How
get
many
my
times you
motherfucking
put your
phone.
phone in my hand unlocked?
All the time.
I'm in the motherfucking menstrual app and
Oh
all of that
shit!
I'm fucking
So, because I
dead.
logged when I last had sex, yo, that was a conversation.
This is the thing. You always have to do reconnaissance when you finna run up in something.
No, on God, like, if I know the person, I've been vibing with them like that, I'm like, yeah, you can hit raw. But if it's like, hey, we just linked at the bar, come home, like.
But it's just the fact that like he can trust himself so much
That's
to be
fucking
like,
dangerous.
she cool. I'm
Dangerous.
a raw dog her. Like I don't have that trust in myself.
But
Like,
the thing,
I don't
you know
just
what?
trust niggas.
You know what I
But I
also
knew
think an
your
issue is?
pedigree,
Niggas
though.
don't be getting checked, okay?
Yeah.
The females be going up
We
and
be up
Planned
in there
Parenthood every day, all day.
you know, you
Niggas
get
don't
checked.
say shit.
We
Niggas
appreciate
don't
I'm
do
just
shit.
I
saying.
appreciate
Like,
you.
when do you see a nigga up in Planned Parenthood?
I've never seen a nigga in Planned Parenthood unless he was going up with his
You see
girlfriend to get an
niggas
abortion. I'm
checked.
not.
I'm
finna
sorry.
play.
So
I have
who's
not
the real
seen
issue?
one.
Because if
This is
bitches
the whole
be getting
thing.
checked,
Sure.
That shit free.
Let me tell you something. If a nigga cannot hand you his phone and show you his most recent test results,
He a
you
dirty
should not
ass
be letting
nigga.
him raw dog.
Yeah.
period, end of story.
Yep.
Period.
His dick
Yep.
is limp like
I got mines, nigga. Right here. LegacyHealth.org, bitch. Log in,
.org, bitch. Facts. She said
But you got an iPhone?
.org,
Yeah.
bitch.
You know, it all comes to your health app.
Oh, I don't have the app.
No, you do. The little white heart app. The little,
It comes with your phone. You
Yeah,
can
it's
like
the
add it
Apple.
to that shit.
Oh, the health app?
yeah.
But I mean, are
little. This one.
Yeah.
Oh, I just updated my phone.
Yeah.
But
No, that makes sense.
did you
Like-
update them results? I'm just messing
yeah, you
with
want
you.
to see?
Wait, you got tested again?
Nigga, I stay getting tested.
You just
I told
got
you what happened with the nurse. Like, I had a male nurse, right?
you just got tested like
What
when I got
happened with your
tested.
nurse?
So the nurse that I had, when I said, "Oh, I also need an STI panel," you know what I mean? I need a full panel, and he had looked at my chart and he was like, "Well, you were recently tested, blah blah blah. You know why?"
I know, they be
And
saying
I told
that.
him, I said, "Check this out. You don't need to ask me why. Like, I'm polyamorous. I have multiple partners. I come in and get tested all the time. I got insurance, run the test. Don't ask me about what I'm doing." He was like, "Well, you don't have to be, no, don't ask me about what I'm doing and why. When I request the test, give it to me, period. Because, nigga, I'll go get tested in a 3-week span if I fucking feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, I got kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is very much in my mind about my kids more than like a partner is on my mind when it comes to STIs, but my kids are more prominent.
Right.
If I could not kiss my kids no more because of some shit some bra gave me, yo,
Got
man,
you fucked up, yeah.
Youngest
I
to
can
the
raise my
oldest.
kids over a prison phone.
You're
And
so
I know
outta
my
here.
kids, when I tell my kids, yo, she took away me being able to kiss you goodnight, I feel you, daddy. They gonna write me, they gonna listen to me, and they still gonna follow what the fuck I say from behind that window. They might even catch that bitch's kids and knot them up a little bit just to make it generational. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just... And then, too, like, I'm 41. Like, I come from a generation where, like, your generation, motherfuckers get AIDS and it's like, whatever. Like,
You live a good
people
life.
don't even... People get HIV, don't even go into full-blown AIDS anymore. Like, I come from a generation where, like, nigga, you got AIDS last week, you're dead today, my nigga. Like,
Today.
you know what I mean? It was
Yeah, that's
before
real shit.
cocktails. You know, the cocktail of drugs. Like, it
Right.
was before AZT. Like, nigga, when you caught HIV, you went
Well,
into
you was
full-blown
done.
AIDS quickly, and your ass was dead quickly. I still remember
Easy.
watching TV when I was a kid, when they was just like, they really didn't know what the fuck this shit was. You know what I mean? Plus, nigga, I grew up through the whole crack era. Do you know how much AIDS spread through the hood?
Man.
Just on some, come on, man, I'll suck your dick, man. So let me get it down. Let me get it, man. So, getting over, like, the embarrassment or the fear or whatever the fuck it is that prevents people from going to get tested, you know, whether the nurse or doctor gonna look at you funny or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I ain't got none of that. Run this shit, nigga. Come on, tap this shit up, run this pen, let me pee in this cup, tap this finger. You know what I mean? Because
Y'all niggas gotta pee in a cup?
yeah, you gotta pee in a cup.
We gotta pee in a cup.
I don't remember peeing in a cup.
There's a couple ways. You can do pee in a cup. You can do stick.
Oh,
you
I
can
do the stick, the end,
blood.
the little swirl
cotton
around,
swab.
the
Little
little
super
cotton
long.
swab, the
Swirl it
long
up.
one, and you put it back in the little cuppy thing. Here you go,
Get all your
bitch.
pussy juice on it. Put
Pussy
it in the cup.
juice.
When I go get tested, they take blood, they take urine, and then they take a finger poke for like the immediate HIV thingy.
Nigga, my finger hurts.
So they don't touch your PP at all.
Why? Ooh.
They used to.
Ooh.
So when I was younger,
Like,
no. When I was younger, the way they did it was there was a big Q-tip. And they would stick the head of the Q-tip in the head of your penis.
Let's pray. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What? I made my pussy hurt.
Right. My pussy just like
In the hall.
Yeah, that shit is painful.
Did you have that done before?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What's
Oh,
that?
You know the nastiest
Viral.
thing is-
it was like that bitch. Oh my god, what was the title of it?
Is it a porno?
Yeah,
You see they changed this out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
one
po-
cup
the-
and Kids in a Sandbox. I think was the one where the guy got that
Uh,
fucking stick shoved down his dick.
What is that? Like those guys put those like
That's
metal
like a-
things
Yeah,
in their,
it's like a
in their,
thing
I said
for
their
some guys.
coochie.
It's
Yeah, they
weird.
like to stretch that shit out.
I
don't talk about it anymore. My hands are really tingling.
Okay, really my bad. Like, no. It feels so weird now.
Oh, that shit.
Hell.
Yeah, I found my pussy is tucked away. It's in between my legs. Like,
Exactly, just swap
I
it.
couldn't
and-
like.
No,
you
the
know-
last time I got August 29th, day after my birthday.
that shit. Hell no.
No, I had another one. Those results haven't came in yet, but I haven't done anything.
I don't know
But I
what
still
you've
be
been
trying
doing.
to catch like that. Oh, well, this could be hiding for such and such days. Yeah, let's not have that happen. Let's,
Exactly.
sometimes you just gotta like.
I
Hit
mean,
him
I
3-4
know I don't
times
do
in a row.
nothing, so
Let's
I
just,
just be like.
Let's get it straight. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's probably a good thing for you to do. Until I, be on some my whole shit, on some real life whole shit. I'ma just do whatever you
real life.
like.
I'm never on some hoe shit.
Okay, but for me, I'm like, you more like trying to like, have feelings for people. Fuck your feelings. I'm
trying to fuck.
I'm not trying to. I don't care how your day was
trying
at
to
this
fuck.
moment. I can ask you later on tomorrow in another conversation. Just either pipe me down, eat my vagina. Let's just do what we're finna do. That's where I'm at right now.
Is that where you're going with your current situation?
Oof, most probably.
Most probably.
Most probably.
Now, I'm giving you an open opportunity to say what it is your intentions are.
Okay, my personal intentions right now that I have some time to think about it, I'm just trying to catch the pipe. Like, honestly, he can keep all. He too hood for me personally.
I'm dead.
He's so hood that it hurts my body that I'm like, no, where's Bobby? Where he at? Like, I need some brain or something. Like, this is just so like, pick your pants up, nigga. He's always strapped, so I feel uncomfortable. I'm just like, okay,
Is that your dick or is that your
is
clout?
that your dick or what up? Like, we just gonna fuck. 'Cause I can't really I'm afraid I'm gonna get shot for free.
Do I gotta pull my pistol out?
Please, it's not even in the house, so we had this conversation the other day.
But I'm just saying, like, if you gonna deal with them type of caliber niggas, then the nigga gotta come out of me.
Well, if you want to bring the nigga out of you, because I've been sitting here with, I almost called you by your middle name. I've been sitting here with regular Bobby, just on some I'm so nice, I'm soft, Twinkie feeling. Blah, 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 blah. No, he calls me as soft as a Twinkie feeling, like he's soft like Twinkie feeling too.
Oh God.
That's the thing. I don't have to do all of that shit them niggas do to handle the business.
That's what I'm
Period.
saying. You know how to handle your business.
You don't
But
gotta
if you
flex
want to
it.
like pull it out on me a couple
Niggas
of
who gotta
times,
bark
I'm okay with that.
Don't really bite. Niggas who gotta bark don't really bark.
Okay, yes, I
Period.
know you can bite, but like you can bark too. Like where's
Just
the
a
block
little
at?
bit.
Where
Let
the
them know
block
you're
at?
there. Yeah.
Pull it out.
I'm just saying.
Just don't near me.
I know
though.
this moon cricket run up on me. We gonna have a problem. It's gonna be some smoke in the city. And when I bust that heat, I'm gonna do some super faggoty ass shit.
What do you mean? Are you gonna pitch?
As soon as that nigga be like, oh my god, catch a couple hours to stomach, be like, bitch.
That's really gonna fuck with him.
He'll be like, you messing with.
He's
a
like, he
faggy
got
ass
shot
nigga.
and then you did that
You
shit
know,
too.
I had to explain this shit because D questioned me on that shit.
On what?
On that why carry a strap shit?
No, like, I don't think he's ever seen a nigga
That's
act
hard
the way I act,
without strap.
play gay the way I play. And you know, I've had to explain to him like where I come from. Nobody's gonna question or challenge me. I just have had the freedom to do what I want and be who I want and play how I want because niggas aren't gonna run up on me like, oh, nigga, you on some gay shit or whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm the type of nigga in the hood, it don't matter what the fuck I'm doing. Nobody's saying shit to me. So I've just had that freedom to just
Say what you're
Be
gonna say.
whatever.
Yeah.
play whatever. All that acting hard and barking and talking, that's for them other niggas.
Right.
That's for them niggas who's constantly in fear of being challenged and constantly in fear of a nigga running up on them. Nigga, I don't lock my car.
And
I don't
then-
lock my front door. Nigga, if you run up
Yeah,
in
we
this
have an issue with
motherfucker,
that.
That's your problem.
And then too, like you have to realize that you feel like you walk through life and like nigga, it's like me walking through life thinking like nigga, I'm like I'm just here, like I'm
Right.
so tall, nigga. You walk through life and you're looking down on everybody, everybody's looking up on you, so that's already some like automatic intimidation. I'm like, let me not fuck with this nigga because he took a
Right.
fucking long ass thick ass
But
piece
you
of
know how
stick
much
to beat
effort I
somebody's
put into
ass.
Not being intimidating. Like,
Yes.
I'm nice and kind to everybody.
You're nice and kind, but like when you look at like when I first seen you, I was like, bitch, I ain't working here. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. This nigga gonna put me in the fucking back of his car, and I'm just gonna be like, oh.
No, I mean,
Oh,
just to be
shit.
real, like I know what it feels like for everybody to fear you. Nobody to really love you. Nobody to really be your friend. Everybody's just fucking afraid of you.
But
And
you
when
a soft
walk down
teddy
the
bear
street-
now.
Yeah, now.
Nobody.
Because I don't want that. I don't want
Yeah.
what I had. I don't want when my whole neighborhood called me monster. I don't want that. I don't want to live like that.
We
I don't
call
wanna
you
feel
Panda
like
Bear.
That. Yeah, I'm a panda man.
We call you like Mr.
I'm like a
Squishy
rainbow
Squish.
unicorn around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You and these fucking
And
unicorns.
even when shit does come out, man, like I don't like the way I make people feel. Like that fucking father around the corner. I'm gonna have to go apologize to this fucking
Yeah, you
dude
might want to do
because I
that.
could swear this motherfucker pissed his pants,
He was like,
and that
like
makes me feel
5'3".
like shit.
He was like, and he went out there with like, I'm talking about this stick is like longer than
I didn't
feel
even
like,
pull the stick out.
but the stick is as long as my like arm span. And
You
like,
brought a stick
It's
with you?
like this thick, y'all. Like I was scared
like
for
a
that
bamboo
man's
stick?
life.
No, I have
Nah,
I have
bitch.
a combat stick.
Um,
It splits apart. It's two like bamboo sticks or whatever because it was a group. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for a group plus parents. So I'm feeling like I'm finna be in the midst of like maybe 10, 12 people, and I'm gonna have to deal with everybody.
At once.
So
Just-
when I went looking for the group,
some fucking Kill
I
Bill
was
shit.
pretty much ready to handle the whole situation when I happen to see the motherfucker. Like when I pull up and I block his car because he getting ready to leave out of the parking lot. So when my Suburban is really long, so I have to like turn and block his car into the parking lot. And when I hop up out on him, like I didn't have time to like grab a stick or nothing. I just hopped up out on him, and then when he stood out, I had to pull myself back because he was so small. You know what I mean? Like it just was
He was like
immediate.
my
Like,
height.
it's just immediate. Like, don't touch this man. This man is only like 5'4". You know what I'm saying?
you got a height limit that you.
Yeah, like what kind of fucking dude am I to just be beating up on some like 5'3", 5"? That's
It don't matter if somebody asks for the smoke, they gotta catch the smoke. I don't care if they're a fucking toddler, nigga. I will kick you.
I'm just saying, like,
Fuck out of here.
but then too, like, you know,
This bitch said she would
his
kick
younger
them.
son was in the front seat.
I mean, I
so
get that. Yeah, I get that.
I didn't want to.
Fucking weak.
I didn't want him to look bitch in front of his younger son. His other son took off into the house, but he had his young son in the car.
Respect.
I mean,
didn't
I
want him
totally
to
get
look a
that,
certain
like-
way. You know what I mean? And it just was kind of like an instant moment decision of, okay, nigga, just use your words. And then that's when I had to tell him, check this out. If your son even look at my son again, I'm gonna come beat your ass every day. Tell your fucking kid to keep his goddamn hands off mine and just leave it at them words.
But that's just like I feel like it goes to circumstances. Like I said, nigga, I will kick the fuck out of a toddler. Get the fuck out my face. Like,
I feel you.
like you know, like if a midget
You
was
are
like,
not ready for kids.
if a midget wants some smoke, bitch, I'ma fucking kick you in
Oh,
your small
midget's
ass
for
legs.
game. All
On
that
that
fucking
note-
talk. You know you a midget.
We're gonna wrap this up.
I'm not a midget. I'm like a step further than a midget.
I appreciate everybody for their time and attention tuning in. If you feel like you have any questions that you ask when you're out on a date that you think are important that we miss, please hit us up. All of our social media links and email and phone number is on the outro. So hit us up. Let us know. Peace.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening. And if you like this show and you want to help us grow, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast or just an episode that you like the most. And also leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you catch us. If you would like to make a donation to the show, please go to our page at hklogic.podbean.com and become a patron of the show. If you would like to contact us, you can email us at hardknocklogic@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 510-255-4546. Again, that's 510-255-4546. And you can always catch all of our content on this network at hklogic.podbean.com. Hope you come back. Hope you give us another listen. Peace.